So I'm going to talk today about a follow-up to our post last week about Southwest layoffs. And I'm going to try to keep this simple as I can, but it's hard not to go off in detail. A lot of people have asked me in the last week, if we predict that Southwest is going to have to change its network, what does that mean? So Southwest, like any airline, if it has a profitability problem, really has three courses of action that it can take in ascending order of difficulty. The first and easiest thing is to cut unprofitable cities off the network if they are not only unprofitable, but have really no identifiable path to profitability or prosperity. As we look at Southwest network, we ingest DOT data through an airline optimization model that assesses profitability at the route level in a very sophisticated way. And there's probably 12 to 20 cities on the Southwest network that are small enough and lose enough money with no path to prosperity that Southwest could easily cut those cities off the system altogether. We're not going to go into detail on what those are because it's negative. But what I am going to talk about then is the next easiest thing, or the next hardest thing to do, that after the cutting the unprofitable cities off the network, is to make the cities that remain more profitable. The third thing is to add new cities, new opportunities that can be profitable quickly. That's the hardest thing to do. Now, we're not going to talk about that today, but we do want to talk, for the balance of my time, is how do they make the remaining cities more profitable? And the key is this: Southwest basically at nowhere other than Phoenix or Vegas and Sacramento that they have significant scale. At nowhere are they very profitable. So Oakland, San Jose, LAX, Long Beach, Dallas, Houston, Austin, Chicago Midway, BWI, South Florida, Tampa, Orlando, depending on the quarter. At none of these places are they making enough money to continue to operate. They are, and if they don't fix those cities, there's not enough things left on the network to improve because of scale to reach their target. So they're going to have to make significant changes to some or all of those cities. We think the two most likely changes are, first of all, one or more of those large connecting cities are almost certainly not going to remain a major connecting point in the future. One of the logical choices for that, based on the health of Southwest California franchise, or lack thereof, as well as the Pacific Northwest, one of the logical places to do that, quite frankly, is probably Oakland, California. So that's an example of one that if we were the Oakland airport, we would be concerned about the future of the Southwest franchise, considering how big Southwest is at Oakland. But all the other ones that remain on the network as connecting, they're going to have to connect more than they currently do, which means Southwest will need to reduce the amount of point-to-point flying that it does from the cities that remain on the network. So every city on the Southwest network is likely to be affected by this. Some will lose service altogether, and the ones that remain will probably see fewer nonstop destinations other than the hubs that remain, or the focus cities that remain, where they'll be looking to connect more traffic as a percentage of the total than they already do. Those are the kinds of changes that are coming. Because again, here's the thing: Oakland, San Jose, LAX, Long Beach, Dallas, Houston, Austin, Chicago Midway, South Florida, Baltimore, Washington. None of those places is making money for Southwest on a domestic network operating basis over the last 8 quarters overall. So Southwest can't get out of this financial hole that it's in from a profitability standpoint without significant change. So those are the things we think that are coming. And the question for you, if you're an airport, is, do you know how Southwest is performing financially on a route basis at your airport? If you don't, the way you're going to find out is you're going to wake up one day to the phone call from Southwest or an email saying, this is how we're changing your flight offering at your city. So those are things you really want to know now. If these are things, I'd love to hear what people think about this. If you think we're right or that we're wrong, I'd love to hear your feedback. But this is where we think Southwest is heading, because we don't see another path with their current network, flying as many customers as they do with as little profitability as they get. They really just don't have that many choices left other than to do something like this: get rid of the cities that don't work and can't work, recalibrate the ones that remain, and then maybe look for opportunities to add ones that could be profitable. Love to hear what you think anytime, by phone, email, text message, smoke signal, whatever works for you. Thanks for tuning in.